sustainability is not a path that is costly. Whatever steps we take, at least in the field of renewable energy, are one, good for the environment, and second, it is good for your pocket. So whatever we do is an economically viable decision. So it is not that by doing something that is environmentally sustainable, we are making any sacrifice. No, we are doing something that's good for the environment, yes, but it is good for our bank balance, it's good for our organization. Just to give you a few examples, there was a mention of the Riva solar project in India. It was set up by me. It was the first project in India to supply solar power at rates below that of coal. So this solar plant is giving power below that a coal-based power plant would. So Delhi Metro, I'm speaking from Delhi right now. Delhi Metro is using this solar power from this project, and 60% of its daytime demand is met from this project. But it is cheaper than the rate at which Delhi Discoms were giving power to Delhi Metro. Delhi Metro is actually saving 100 crore per annum, 100 crore per year because of using this solar power. The same is true for smaller solar projects like rooftop solar projects. To set up a project on top of a roof. So most of you are from Indore. So I am Indore. We had set up a solar rooftop project there. It is getting power at 1 rupee 38 paisa. Otherwise they pay 7 rupees 30 paisa for power from the Discom. But for this solar project, they are actually paying only 1 rupee 38 paisa. This leads to saving of almost 25 lakh per month to IIM Indore, apart from the environmental benefits that accrue. Whatever we do for environmental benefit these days is not something that is a compromise. So IIM Indore has made zero investment. So that is an important point. IIM Indore, to get this solar power, has not made any investment at all. IIM Indore has actually made zero investment. They have made no investment at all. And they are getting solar power at rates which is 1/4 of the rate of Discom power. So they are making savings from day one. This is true for all 6 medical colleges in Madhya Pradesh. The monthly saving that these medical colleges have is around 16 lakh per month, and they have till now saved almost 2.5 crore rupees. Niti Aayog is presently working with me to set up solar rooftop projects on health institutions all over the country. The principle is the same: zero investment by the health institutions, and they get solar power at rates that are far lesser than Discom rate. So they make really saving from day one. So the short message that I have for all of you is that sustainability, yes, but we should not do so with a heavy heart and saying that we are sacrificing something for the next generation. No, we are doing something that's good for the earth, for the coming generation, but it's also good for us. It's good for, let's say, just as it's good for Delhi Metro to use solar power, it's good for IIM Indore, it's good for medical colleges in Madhya Pradesh. Similarly, it is good for each one of us if we choose solar energy compared to renewable energy compared to the conventional forms of energy. There's one more thing that I would like to say, that we should also give focus on energy efficiency, because whenever you want your economy to grow, you need energy. But how much energy you need for that energy, for that growth, economic growth, is what is relevant. The more advanced an economy is, the lesser its dependence on energies. I would just say, for example, if you want to increase your GDP by 5%, so while a poor country might need to increase its energy usage by 4%, A developed country might require to increase their energy only by, let's say, 2%, because they are more energy efficient. So if we increasingly bring energy efficiency in our lives, a most beautiful example of that is LED bulbs. A 9-watt LED bulb gives exactly the same light or incandescence as a 100-watt incandescent bulb. It exactly gives the same amount of light, but it consumes only 9% of the energy compared to the incandescent bulb. So if you buy a 75 rupees bulb, you actually recover your money if in just a month or 2 months. So we need to bring energy efficiency by using better ACs, better bulbs, better electrical equipments, and not using them when we are really not using them. Having facilities so that when no one is using the corridors or the toilets, they're switched off. Small things like that can go a long way in making our lives energy efficient. I think the program has to go on. I would be more than happy to share my views with anyone, or if you want any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. And if anyone wants to connect separately for some clarification, I would be more than happy to do so. And again, I would thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of you and to interact with all of you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir, for putting your views, for sharing your thoughts related to the sustainable cities and communities. Thank you very much, sir. And we salute all your efforts towards the solar energy. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us on behalf of Oriental University and on behalf of Viticosip Association and all on behalf of all our knowledge associates. Sir, we are very honored to have you here, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, would you like to do this gesture, sir? This is our signature sign, sir.
Joining hands, sir. We
Okay,
take
just let me.
Yeah, this like this, sir. If you can see.
Oh, just let me just. Okay, what does it say that I can see again, please?
Yes, sir. Can you please do this? Joining.
Okay,
hands.
this one.
This one,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was absolutely an honor, and the way you have shown us that how we can, do things without investment. That is amazing. And hearing zero investment with Amps Indoor is like absolutely amazing, sir. So it is an honor for all of us to be with you here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Gunjan Shukla, now please proceed with the next speaker, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So it was great listening to you, sir. In the same sequence, would like to call our next guest of honor, Pastor Argulis, sir, University of Perpetual Health System, Delta, from Philippines. It's an honor to have you with us, sir, and we are, waiting to hear you. Would like to listen your views on Goal 11. So would like to invite Pastor, sir, now.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon here from the Philippines.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning there in India. So let me just, of course, before anything else, I would like to congratulate the entire community and organizing committee of Witty Gossip Incorporated or Oriental University as well in organizing this kind of event. And indeed, the contributions of all invited guests will mean a lot for the success of this event. So I would also like to thank my friend, Dr. Supriya Patak, for her kindness and invitation. More power to you. And of course, I am going to discuss with you and share with you my presentation. Please allow me to share with you. Where's the PowerPoint? For a while. Okay. Can you see my PowerPoint slide?
Yes, sir. It has started screen sharing.
Okay. Thank you so much for that information. Okay. Let me show the slide for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
perfect.
this is for global peace and sustainable development. 11 for sustainable cities and communities. So I would like, since I am into computer or information technology, and I would like to highlight my presentation on the green Internet of Things for eco-friendly and sustainable smart cities. So I have two presentation outlines or outline. These are aspects of smart cities and smart city applications. So to give you an overview, the green Internet of Things is an energy process, both the hardware and software, and this means that these are the connected devices in an energy efficient process for the purpose of reducing power consumption in the greenhouse or effects, and in also in terms of minimizing the emission of CO2. So by using the green computational units or computational or communication protocols and network-based architectures with maximum utilization of bandwidth and relatively low energy utilization, this is or these are essential elements of green Internet of Things as a sustainable design and energy efficient. So in the infrastructure development, a smart city prioritizes the optimal development of infrastructure in order to enhance the economy of the country and social, cultural, and even the urban development. So the social cultural development is the reason why it improves the communication channels so that it service like in our house or in housing, the entertainment, the telecommunications, even the businesses, and among others that can be connected using advanced technologies that allow city to grow and develop. So there are some strategies to create a competitive environment. So through information technology and communication technology as well, and planning, such smart cities create competitive advantage in terms of urban sectors. No, so to make our city more green, definitely you need to enhance the development of new business and improving the city's socio-economic performance. So that's inclusive and sustainable cities. So in terms of smart cities' main agenda or objective, it's the strategic element that is actually working on the sustainability as to look for even, of course, the participation of all our drivers, our car drivers, our utility vehicles, and create better consumption habits and better energy management. So therefore, the use of renewable energies for the preservation of natural resources and even to environmental care. So what are those aspects of smart cities? So the aspects of smart cities, presently, there is no potential, there's no potential in smart cities to become even smarter than before with the application of advanced technologies such as AI or artificial intelligence. So those among you who have experience in developing a technology using robotics or artificial intelligence, examples of this can be a smart city components, including sensor integrated smart transportation systems. In Japan, they are doing this already. The cameras, smart monitoring systems, and the like. So aspects of potential smart cities in this generation onwards, it's smart mobility, smart citizen, and smart infrastructure, smart healthcare and technology, or smart education and governance, like this one. You have the communication, you have the social welfare, you have the environment, the energy efficient, as what the previous guest of honor have discussed about the energy saving, and it's part of the energy efficiency, reliable and sustainability. So these are the aspects of being a smart city that anchor to the Internet of Things, or what we call the green of Internet of Things. Now, basically in my university, we have the we have the laboratories or research laboratory pertaining to Internet of Things. That's why we are collaborating and making some partnership internationally or even in our local universities here or in the government as well, in terms on how we could maximize, utilize the function of the Internet of Things in this time of era of information and communication technology, because IoT plays tremendous, role in application of smart cities, affecting in different ways with numerous applications, enhancing public transportation, reducing traffic, that, and then the traffic congestion, creating cost-effective municipal services or local government services, and keeping citizens safe, healthier, reducing energy consumption, improving monitoring systems, and reducing the pollution at the same time. To fulfill those goals, the smart cities and sustainability green IoT is a key to this kind of technology, and to decrease the emission and empower consumption. So definitely the increasing number of IoT devices, not only in the Philippines, but in the entire world, leads to increased energy consumption. And we need that. For example, wake up protocols and sleep schedules of IoT devices are introduced for energy consumption and resource utilization. Therefore, any techniques of providing to reduce energy consumption via IoT, it could become more efficient. Now, like just for example, the smart cities applications, and this particular works with different applications like this one, the smart economy, mobility, environment, living, the people, the government, home, transport, society, and as a whole, it becomes international smart nation. So if this is smart nation, we may have the techniques that can reduce the energy consumption in IoT via efficient energy data transmission from IoT devices. So one of the example of it is, of course, the data center. The data center, efficient energy, and design energy efficient policies. That is the thing that the government should do. Further, information communication technology impacts on carbon emission and smart cities energy consumption. Therefore, we in the Philippines, we have the Philippine Smart Cities, and this is just, it's located on the city of Pearl, the SM Bay City, and the New Clark City. So there are the proposed smart cities that now are working together with our government agencies. And this set up and improve services like this particular COVID pandemic that spurred in the Philippine cities to set up and improve services for our citizens. And therefore, the constituents of the Philippines were vulnerable like them in terms of the lockdown, and they relied heavily in the support of the local city governments. And therefore, this rolling out of taxation, the health, the IT education, telemedicine platforms and applications for contract tracing, distributions of financial assistance, and citywide vaccination programs. Therefore, in the ICT solutions that provides the appealing of the response and resilience management programs in the Philippines. So therefore, it is but a must. It is but a must that all nations in the world should start developing and designing the green Internet of Things. And definitely, it will reduce the risk of becoming, the worst, I might say, maybe not the worst city or the worst country, but it must be, I hope it's not going to happen, the smart, or rather the worst planet that has to be, resolved. And by having this, the green IoT can work, it can be used in terms of, developing more opportunities for the people and for our Mother Earth. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, could you stop the sharing? Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, I'm giving you spotlight. Sir, would you like to do this gesture? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So first of all, we are very honored to have you in this global platform on the day 11, sir. So thank you very much, sir. And all data, all the facts and figures you provided in your presentation is really very informative towards the smart cities and the sustainable cities. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Thank you. So now, without wasting time, I would like to request Gunjan Shukla, ma'am. Ma'am, please proceed further.
Sure, ma'am, sure. In the same sequence, would like to invite our next knowledge partner, for Global Sustainable Peace Summit 2022, would like to invite now Dr. Dalima Parwani from Sant Hirdaram Girls College, Bhopal. Over to you, ma'am. It's an honor to have you with us. Please share your views on goal.
Dr. Dalima ma'am, it's really a great pleasure to associate with your college, with your institute in this Global Peace and Sustainable Development platform on day 11. So thank you very much, ma'am. Please accept our warm welcome on behalf of Witty Gossip Association, Oriental University, and on behalf of all our knowledge associates, ma'am. So ma'am, you are most welcome, ma'am. Now the stage is yours.
Actually, madam is not able to unmute herself, so I request.
Yeah,
I could now. I could do it. Thank you, Dr. Kunjan.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
First of all, a hearty good morning to one and all present here. I'm greatly obliged towards Witty Gossip Association and Oriental College for making me a part of this Global Peace and Sustainable Development Summit 2022. It was an honor to listen to Dr. Manu Srivastava, who spoke about the energy efficiency. I'd like to add that MHRD and Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education has taken a positive step for educational institutions to go for energy conservation, and they are actually analyzing and monitoring all the educational institutions. So that's a great part from the government. Also, it was an honor to listen to Dr. Pasteur, who talked about the artificial intelligence, IoT, and data science, sir, that is required for the urban population planning, that is more required for the smart cities. So yes, without technology, we will not be able to go for a sustainable development. Now, to start with my views, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is the most significant global effort for advancing global sustainable development. This extraordinary positive public endorsement reflects the world's official commitments to everyone's well-being and development while recognizing the need to operate within the planet's ecological limits. Sustainable development is a heated topic and a traditional concept, but somehow it is difficult for many people to define with precision, and therefore it is difficult to measure and analyze. The important need of today's time is that person should be connected spiritually to our earth rather than materially. This approach can give rise to positive thinking of protection the planet within a man. We all have learned since childhood that we have to save our natural things because they will be finished one day. If we did not protect or conserve them, but equally important is maintaining natural resources continuously, and it is an art. In this race of globalization and industrialization, we could not sustain this positive approach due to the temptation of socio-economic and technological development. It is believed from time immemorial that everything that is present on the earth is for our own benefit, and which is destroyed through exploiting nature by our controlling attitudes of we humans. As the thought of urbanization increased, people detained the urban communities, emphasizing on economic development. Humankind had rejected the view of conservation and instead had learned to live life on Earth without respecting the land, the oceans, and the atmosphere from where everything we are deriving today. According to extrapolation, after reviewing the literature, it is found that nearly 70% of the world population will live in urban areas by 2050, wherein some megacities will already struggle to cope with the current inflow of people. To provide security and support to the migrated people, the requirement is to create smart cities in order to make these urban areas more tolerable and truly sustainable. In India, the process of development of cities is essential for the economic, social, and technical growth. But it is also imperative to draw lines in ground itself and decide where to stop deploying concrete. There is nothing wrong with high, dense urban environment as long as they are planned correctly. Smart cities might be more livable because they will require less transport facility, fewer sewer lines, fewer power lines, fewer roads, and more tightly packed structures, and last will be more energy efficient. In this edition, the new urban agenda also supports sustainability and highlights the linkages between sustainable urbanization and job creation, along with livelihood opportunities for improved quality of life. Here, I like to add that the World Bank is also supporting 3 ideas for the successful implementation of the new urban agenda, that is financing the urban policies, promoting territorial development, and enhancing urban resilience to climate change and disaster risk. Here, India's commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals is reflected in its connection with the National Development Agenda, which is reflected in the motto Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, which is based on progress at the sub-national level. India is on verge to develop a robust, sustainable development goal localization model centered on implementation and monitoring at the state and district levels. So it is evident that there is a need of a high range of solutions, including access to technology and early warning systems for disaster management and enhanced stakeholder capacities at all levels. Here, the role of good governance and incorporation of lessons learned from indigenous knowledge must be recognized. And so this summit is truly vital. Once again, at the end, I would like to thank all the associated members of Witty Gossip Association, especially Dr. Supriya Pathak, Dr. Gunjan Shukla, Dr. Shilpi Upadhyay, for creating this platform and for your continued enthusiasm and commitment. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And actually, we are feeling very honored. We are very humbled to receive you as a guest of honor in this global platform, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your beautiful words, for your wonderful words, and for sharing your thoughts related to the sustainable cities and communities. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Ma'am, again, would you like to do this so that I can capture you? Yes, perfect, ma'am. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Okay. So,
thank you so much, Dalima ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
would like to thank you again for your wonderful thoughts. And I completely agree with your points that person needs to be very spiritualistic. It's not always about being materialistic to live lives. And somewhere we should be, you know, as we say that we should count our blessings. So I completely agree with you that Mother Nature has blessed us with a lot of natural resources and we need to take care to protect them for our future generation. Moving ahead with the program, now I am honored to call the next speaker for today's Goal 11 is Dr. Sunila Chaube from Sant Hirdaram Girls College. Dr. Sunila Chaube, stage is all yours. You can share your PPTs, ma'am, and please share your thoughts. Dr. Sunila Chaube, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So, on behalf of Sant Hirdaram Girls College, I extend a hearty welcome to everyone present here, the galaxy of intellectual, the dignitaries, and everyone, the participants, my dear colleagues, and the organizers. And I'm really very honored to be the part of this program. So I'm talking about sustainable development for cities and communities. So I'm not able to work on it. So the second slide is sustainable cities and communities. This is what the sustainable development goal is: making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, and sustainable for everyone. So here comes from the sustainable cities from UN side. This is all we know about, that by 2030, India will have 7 mega cities with over a population of about 10 millions. And this is all can be seen from the slide. 31% will be living in urban areas. 62 million tons per annum will be the waste generation, and 1.2 million hectares will be the pollution related deaths. So here comes what word comes to our mind when we think about cities. Cities means busy schedule. a very, very busy schedule. And when we think about forest, it means that peace, a peaceful environment. So when cities can be converted into a peaceful environment, then what? So nowadays, what we can see that cities have largely been a problematic area for the environment, particularly because most of the greenhouse gases, carbon emissions are from city areas only. And gradually we are constructing mega cities. 10 mega cities were there in 1990, and then 2014 they were having 28 mega cities, and it is expected that about in 2050 we will be having more than 50% of our population will be having this city areas only. So here, what need to be done? New strategies and technologies are emerging every day to make the city cleaner, safer, nicer place to live in, for the betterment of the environment as well as for the human beings. What is the concept of a sustainable city? It incorporates eco-friendly practices, green spaces, and supporting technology into the urban environment to reduce air pollution and carbon dioxide emissions, enhancing quality of air and protecting natural resources as well. So sustainable cities are becoming essential requirement in the quest to reverse this global climatic change. So why this is important? Because cities are responsible for about more than 70% of the global waste and consumes about 80% of the world's energy as per UN. So why this is important? Cities are the engines for sustainable development. It is where the education, the commerce, culture, science, and productivity, everything talks about. So urban space offers opportunities for people to prosperously, economically, socially, and to survive and accommodate people in decent jobs. So what about this one? Next slide. What can we do to address all these challenges? So first of all, our institution is organizing so many activities for sensitizing the students regarding this particular area. So these challenges to urban areas can be overcome by improving resource use, focusing on reducing pollution, poverty, and so on. The future we want includes cities that offers opportunities for all and which provides access to basic services, energy, housing, transportation, and much more. Cities can either dissipate energy or optimize efficiency by reducing energy consumption and adopting various green energy measures. Becoming a solar-powered city, making use of solar water heaters and other eco-friendly means can be another alternative. So first of all, what may be the ways, what are the ways by which we can make our cities more healthier and sustainable? First of all, promoting urban farming. When we think about farming, most people think that we are talking about rural areas, but it is not exactly so. By preserving agricultural land, whatever waste land is there, converting into agriculture may add to this particular problem. Next point is improving lifestyle and raising green spaces for a healthy environment. In our institution, we go for such practices, having medicinal gardens, having vermicompost unit, and clean and green environment for mitigating urban temperatures, encouraging physical activity, and improving health benefits as well. The next is here in this slide, you can see that the nearby areas within 500 kilometers, parks have been developed where people can go for exercise, they can go for jogging. There we can safeguard the biodiversity. So not many things can be done within an area of 500 kilometers. So this is what has been practiced in our area, that is Baragarh. And here using parks to preserve biodiversity. So here you can see that peacock and everybody is, the nature is so much friendly, cooling the natural environment, reduces the consumption of AC. If we are having so much of green spaces within the city, so it cools the air by about 8 degrees Celsius, reducing the need for air conditioning by 30%. Removing pollutants from the air with urban trees are important parts of cities infrastructure because they serve as effective air filters. They cleans the air and removes harmful pollutants in the air. Next point is reducing and managing food waste. Whatever food waste is from hostel, from canteen, or from whatever areas we can have, we can convert it into compost and can use it for our basic needs. for making. This is a vermicompost unit which is being started by Department of Zoology in our institution. So here all the peelings of vegetables, fruits, and kitchen waste, garden waste, whatever the waste from hostel is there, canteen is there, it is being accumulated and it's converted into compost, and here we can use it for our garden purpose, and surplus amount is being sold in the market. So here, this is what the practice we are adopting. Then encouraging healthy diets. Here, going for fast food, junk food is creating nuisance, creating many problems like obesity, heart diseases, and so many problems. So going back to nature. So here in our institution, Arogya Kendra is there, where the sprouts are there, where fresh fruits are available for the students, juices are there, honey, within a reasonable rate we are providing them. So this healthy practices are very much required, which other institutions may adopt. Then the next point is reconnecting cities with surrounding rural areas. This can be an added benefit to the cities. Traveling expenses and other expenses can be, reduced out by connecting cities with the rural areas. Whatever travel, whatever fresh fruits and vegetables, we can get it through farmers if the cities are joined with the rural areas, nearby rural areas we can talk about. Then here, planting trees that provide food as well as medicines. So for this, here in our institution, we have developed a medicinal garden where tulsi, neem, and other aloe vera plants are being planted, so that the students can have sensitivity towards nature as well as both the benefits. Having oxygen, fresh air, medicines, food, everything can be adopted. So inculcating such practices in the institution to students may lead to educating the generations afterwards. So here, joint up actions we can call upon: networking, promoting cycling and walkability. The next, planning for local hubs, water conservation, offering grains and water to birds is a healthy practice which is being adopted in our institution. Then here you can see the glimpse of that the birds are being offered grains and water every morning, so that the students have a sensitization towards nature. Here you can see that the wooden nests are there in the form of small huts. They are hanging nearby. One is here, one is here, one is here. So these practices, small practices may create a change. So here, the 3 ways sustainable cities aim to create positive changes: social connection, environmental impact, economic solutions, and many more. And education, I can say that it is the important instrument which can play a very effective role for sustainable development. So when we are educating girls, when we are educating manpower, we are educating generations to come. So education is the most important tool, I can say, for smart cities development when we are talking about sustainable development. Transforming our society from a destructive, irresponsible, making irresponsible use of natural resources to one committed to their protection and preservation is the main aim of the education, what I can say. So education can bring this change of smart city. When we are teaching, guiding young minds, they can convert into cities of smart areas, what we are talking about in this goal 11 for sustainable development in cities and communities. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. I'm thankful to all the organizing team for making me allowing this to present today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, could you please stop the sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I must say, amazing presentation with lots of ideas. Means you in your presentation you use the GPS tag photos. So, ma'am, it's a really means scenes that yes, you means put lots of efforts to make this presentation. So, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Please accept my big salute to all your sincere efforts, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, would you like to do this gesture?
Definitely.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Wonderful presentation, Dr. Sunila, ma'am. And credits to Sant Hidaram Girls College for all the wonderful and healthy practices. Somewhere you are educating girls, you are, preparing future generation, I must say. And I think that, whole sustainable development goals are revolving around recycle, reuse, rethink, sometimes refuse, and reduce the, day-to-day practices, whatever we do. So, it was wonderful presentation by Dr. Sunila Chaubey ma'am from Sant Kedaram Girls College, Bhopal. I would like to invite Christiana ma'am. Would you like to say something about the presentation, ma'am? From Croatia, Christiana ma'am.
Good morning to all. Good morning,
ma'am.
team Witty Gossip. Excellent example Dr. Sunela made with amazing small impacts, small
Yes.
steps, and involved the students, the local community. Amazing example, and we must copy like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So moving ahead in the same sequence, would like to call Jobrel Maria, ma'am, from Philippines to present her views on goal 11. Jobrel, ma'am, the stage is all yours now. Please start presenting your PPTs.
Good day, everyone. I am a science college instructor at Adamson University, Manila, Philippines. Thank you, Witty Gossip Association, for this opportunity to be invited to participate in this webinar on Global Peace and Sustainable Development Summit 2022. And congratulations to the success of this event. Thank you also, IOER and Dr. Tess, for inviting me in this activity. Before I begin, okay, so disclaimer, what I will share with you are the things I have learned from schooling, as well as what I have learned from the trainings, webinars like this, seminars and research conferences I have attended, and how I have used them all to teaching and learning science subjects. Okay, Sustainable Development Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, is the exact goal that I get to choose. SD Goal 11 aims to renew and plan cities and other human settlements in a way that offers opportunities for all, with access to basic services, energy, housings, transportation, and green public places, while reducing resource use and environmental impact. This presentation of mine will focus on establishing green places through student tasks, which I do in my classes, community services, and of course, research, engaging myself to research. Okay, so, okay. As a Catholic institution, we also support and do something in response to the UN Sustainable Development Goal, and the one delivered to us by Pope Francis, Laudato Si, on care for our own homes, a journey towards integral ecology. Aligned with the UN SDG, there are 7 Laudati Si goals, such as response to the cry of the earth, response to the cry of the poor, ecological economics, adoption of sustainable lifestyles, ecological education, ecological spirituality, community resilience, and empowerment. Okay, let me just share the next slide. Cities are constantly expanding in terms of both population and size, as we all can see, whereas visible urban vegetation is decreasing. During urban development, at least 2/3 of the indigenous vegetation is destroyed. Even if vegetation is returned when the structures are finished, it will not be enough to compensate for the loss caused by the development. As we all know, urbanization has also led in the creation of greenhouse gases, as well as waste gases from businesses and automobiles. As the Earth's temperature rises, humans are already facing a threat and a challenge. Planting vegetation on the ground is popular right now, as we have seen with the previous presentation, but other choices include plants on balconies and roof decks of high-rise building and similar structure. This is also according to US Patent 2009. Okay, agriculture can still be practiced in urban environments despite the lack of space. This is where rooftop space comes in handy, as it can be used to grow vegetables, fruits, and herbs. The benefit of rooftop gardens is that they can help to reduce urban heat island and improve air quality. Converting spare spaces for gardening not only provides food and protects the environment in the city, in our own homes or communities or inside the school, but it can also give us a sustainable source of specimen for scientific study in various science courses, as we do in the campus. Okay, as educators, the lessons I learned from all the trainings, conferences, making relevant student tasks, doing community services, and engaging in research aligned with the 17th Sustainable Development Goal and Pope Francis Laudato Si, we have to walk the talk. This entails putting our words into action, demonstrating that we mean what we say by acting on it. It's a wordplay on the common phrase, let us practice what we preach. Okay, so these are the sample lifelong learning activities or tasks aligned with SDG 11 and Laudato Si. Please allow me to share with you sample of lifelong learning activities which we do in our classes in our university also in response and support to SDG and Laudato Si in the achievement of quality life for all. From the garden to the kitchen or the community. This is one activity that we do in class. Okay, so this is an example of a student task where they will create their own garden or improve or maintain their existing garden at home. Their specimens were also used in studying anatomical structures in botany or in environmental science, okay, talking about plants without destroying or uprooting them. Before the end of the semester, they need to submit a digital portfolio showing also that they use their plants for cooking, or they were able to share their produce to their neighbors. I also have my own garden in my unit in the balcony of the building here in the city. As I have mentioned, let us live what we preach as educators and set examples to our own students. Okay, so those are the sample plans. We also have an activity in the university. This is another activity, an extension service or community service in which we outsource speaker who started hydroponics as a hobby and later on his extra source, parang it's an extra source of money or income for him. The participants of the webinar are students, educators, and residents of a community. They were taught about soilless planting at home or in small spaces in the city like rooftop or balcony. Another activity that we do in school, okay, the next slide is a photo of the site which will be used in the research proposal of using sediments from the estero or creek or a water body in urban gardening. The urban garden will be set up in a rooftop of a science building and other areas of the campus. This research will be spearheaded by the faculty of our department and will also involve student researchers. Using the sediments from this estero or creek in soil layering and water after treatment, automation system to make this sustainable, and this urban garden will have the following objectives: provide us a greener campus, supply quality produce for human consumption, furnish specimens for scientific study of the department, and contribute to environmental sustainability. The body of water is being rehabilitated by the university. There are several programs for that body of water near our campus. Another thing is that let me just end my presentation with the statement: we can always start small to improve our way of life. If everyone does modest things to promote environmental sustainability, it grows into something no one can ever envision. We'll be able to create an ash for all. Ash for awesome, safe, and healthy environment for all. Thank you. This is Zarabal Maria de los Reyes from Adamson University, Manila, Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zorabel. And it was wonderful presentation, I must say. you rightly said that, awesome, safe and healthy life is very important. And, you are educating students and you are practicing it yourself also. Somewhere, whenever we practice all these things, we create awareness, because people, when they see, they get inspired, and this is how we can bring change. So thanks a lot, Zorabel. Can you please do that gesture so that I can click your picture? Just a minute. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was an honor to have you with us. Moving ahead in the next sequence, now would like to call Dr. Neha Nair from Sant Hirdaram Girls College, Bhopal. She will be presenting her thoughts on Goal 11. Dr. Neha Nair, stage is all yours now.
Hello, ma'am. I'm just sharing my
Okay,
PPT.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Hmm. Actually, ma'am, I'm unable to share my PPT.
Okay. So
Just wait. I'm trying.
ma'am, you can, if you can mail, now you can share, ma'am. Now you can share your PPTs.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Are you able to do that?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, no, no, no. It's not working, ma'am. Can I send you, ma'am?
Yeah, in fact, you can also send to Sunila and she can share it for you.
Sunila, ma'am? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Just WhatsApp me, madam. I'll share.
Okay, ma'am. I'm just sending.
This is a lovely gathering where I must say that, everyone is taking a lot of initiative and they're putting a lot of efforts for the sustainable development goal. I am very happy that it's not just a topic of conference or talk. We all are somewhere putting in efforts and we are trying to change, to bring the change, and we are trying to change ourselves also, to our surroundings also. So that's really great to know. And meanwhile, I request Christina ma'am again to, how are you feeling, ma'am, after listening to everyone?
It's very motivation and influencing to me when I listen to Madam Zarabel. I have a few years an idea, one idea. In my school, we have a green property, and I always want to make the higher bed, the raised bed for the raspberry, blueberry, etc. for the children to eat when they are on the break. They can eat a small fruit, and now you, Mr. Zarabel, you and Dr. Sunela motivated me to talk to my principal. Now, in just a moment, yes, I want to make that bed for the break, for the children are there. They don't have where to sit. They can sit near that raised bed and eat that small fruit. Thank you for motivation and inspiration.
Completely
You
agree
can
with
go.
you.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thanks for your words. And now we are ready with the presentation of Dr. Neha. So would like to invite her again. Dr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Neha,
Thank you so
over
much.
to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very good morning to everyone. I'm Neha Nair, Dr. Neha Nair, Assistant Professor in Sant Siddharam Girls College, Bhopal. I am here to commence my presentation on the theme of today's session, that is UN Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. With the permission of the panel, I would like to start my presentation on my topic, Sustainable Infrastructure in India, with special reference to blue-green infrastructure techniques for sustainability of natural resources and urban areas. So Neela ma'am, can you please share my first slide? Thank you so much, ma'am. This is my topic. Ma'am, next slide. To study the idea of sustainable cities and its eco-friendly practices with the development of green spaces, along with supporting new technologies in the urban environment to reduce air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and CO2 emission. To analyze the moral development of the planet, this is stressed by climatic change and depletion of natural resources for which infrastructure needs to be sustainable. These are my objectives. Next, ma'am. Currently, urban areas are facing increasing climatic risks and threats of human comforts and environmental justice. It is known that there are 4 major global risks projected that are having very negative decadal repercussions for cities through temperature increases, natural disaster, extreme weather, and biodiversity loss, along with climatic imbalances. These causes create many challenges in respect of environmental sustainability, and this is the major reason for attention being paid to the prospective role of green infrastructure, such as trees, parks, gardens, playgrounds, and forests, and blue infrastructure, such as seas, rivers, lakes, wetlands, and water utility spaces through the concept of blue and green infrastructure. The methodology of the study includes review of literature and research papers, questionnaire technique as primary source of data collection with sample size of 50. Samples are of heterogeneous groups consisting of students, academicians, and local public. Okay, the slides brief about the blue-green infrastructure. Ma'am, please, previous slide. Blue-green infrastructure, as the name itself suggests, the infrastructure was made to either promote or increase the growth of green land and water resources in the city. It is very optimistic approach to the environment and urban development in India. The elements of blue-green infrastructure are cost-effective and viable for an extensive period. It encourages multifunctionality. For example, a piece of land can have multiple benefits. A plantation on a terrace can act as a kitchen garden as well as help to reduce the temperature in the building. Green infrastructure promotes sustainable and resource-efficient developments. Taking an example of wastewater treatment, if done efficiently, can further be put to use for agriculture or industrial purpose. It is a concept of urban planning continuing on ecosystem services of green infrastructure. There are some benefits of blue and green infrastructure. The first one is environmental benefits include green infrastructure plays a vital role to guard and protect the environment from harmful effects. It also helps in improving biodiversity that provide habitat for distinct species. There are some social benefits also. The ground plan and beauty of the landscape and topology can contribute to making an identity of the city's character and ambience. Trees on the side paths, benches on the side of the road, and garden can provide shelter, comfort, and peace in the public spaces, as well as it reduces the urban temperature. Green surroundings attract tourism and other outdoor activities which encourage more social gathering. There are some economic and mental physical benefits. Increasing the number of greens in the city may also help in citizens economically. The low temperature on building surfaces can create a cooling atmosphere, which diminishes the cooling demand, and it helps in decreasing energy needs. Green cities help people to connect with nature and provide ways to conserve biodiversity. Green color reduces stress and leads to mental and physical well-being. These are the techniques to promote BGI, that is blue-green infrastructure. To promote green infrastructure, there are some techniques: urban forest, urban agriculture, green pockets like public open spaces with extreme greenery is often located near residential areas, offices, schools, residential places, which provides countless benefits of having green pockets in the cities. It is important to deal with the stressful life. It assists in conserve energy, reduce air pollution, enhance surrounding beauties, increase property values. So there are some blue techniques. They are spawn city. What is a spawn city? A city that has the dimension and management of infrastructure system to store and cool it rainwater in defined as a spawn city. So there are some techniques of promote BGI. Now the next slide, ma'am. Blue-green infrastructure in India. This is the main topic of my study. In India, the term infrastructure is primarily associated with gray engineered brick and mortar features. Nevertheless, blue-green infrastructure alongside gray is slowly becoming part of urban planning at the national, regional, and municipal level. Green infrastructure was first mentioned in an early discussion on India's environmental policy in the fourth five-year plan 1964 to 69, which merely called environmental protection an important ideology of a healthy life and mentioned how countries around the world were impacted by the environmental issues. Now, its next slide, initiatives. There are some initiatives taken by the key cities in India. You can see in the slides. Land scarcity, actually, the land scarcity in such high density areas means there is a limited space for blue-green installations, which suggests that high efficient and adaptability in urban blue-green infrastructure development is needed. Although a relatively new concept, several Indian cities as Delhi, Bhopal, Madurai, and Bangalore are including blue-green components in their master or action plans with the aim to enhancing existing natural blue system in the cities and surroundings public spaces through a planned strategy. There is a blue-green master plan of Delhi, where Delhi is one of the first city in India to include a blue-green policy focus in its 2014 master plan. While the details of the policy are still being determined through public consultations, the overcoming ideas is to ensure that the water bodies and green spaces are planned in an interdependent fashion. So there are some master plans for Bhopal also. Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal is a city of lakes, and among the 100 cities selected under the Smart Cities mission, and Bhopal is one of them. The Bhopal Municipal Corporation is in process of finalizing the 2021 master plan, Bhopal Smart City Development Corporation Limited, where the city, it is also aims to create conditions for local and international businesses to thrive in business Bhopal and make the city the place for people, place-centric development and cultural hub for arts, agriculture, crafts, and natural heritages. There are some plans for Madurai and Bangalore, as mentioned in my slides. Ma'am, next slide, please. To identify the awareness amongst the people regarding the concept of BGI, I have selected a heterogeneous group of my population, as my population parameter, which consists of students, academicians, and local public. My sample size is 50. I know it is quite less number of data to depict the results of the particular study, but it is considerable sample to analyze the knowledge of demography in the field of the environmental sustainability. I have streamed 21 questions regarding sustainability and blue-green infrastructure. Ma'am, next slide. Yeah, these are the results of questionnaires, but because of the time limit, I move on with my slides and want to jump on my interpretation and suggestions. Ma'am, can you please skip the slide? These are the results of questionnaire. These are the questions I have asked to the group and they have answered. You can see that. Okay, ma'am, please. So these are the interpretation and results of my studies. Actually, the results are very obvious that the people can easily connect with the topic of sustainability, but they cannot relate to the theory and techniques to conserve blue and green resources of the environment. I asked about the role of blue-green infrastructure in increasing tourism and job creation opportunities. Mostly people know about it, but are not sure about the process and outcome of blue-green infrastructure techniques for job creation. I found maximum answers in agree statement and compared to strongly agree. That means many of people realize the importance of blue-green infrastructure conservation concept, but don't have complete knowledge of the utility and plans to sustain blue-green environment. There are some respondents who don't know option also, which shows the lack of knowledge towards the environmental positive approach. There are some suggestions from my side. Ma'am, can you please change the slides? Thank you, ma'am. There are some suggestions. So the government of India should define the national vision for sustainability and determine guiding principles for such projects. The annual blue-green audit should be started for all cities to create realistic policies according to demographic data, poverty, and social challenges. Government must maintain uniform feature to streamline and ensure the integrity of the original blue-green canvas. The water waste from RO, this is from my side, very local public kind of answer, kind of suggestion. The water waste from RO water purifiers may be put to reuse where even ever possible. In countries like ours, the major wastage of water is through the flush tank installed in washrooms. This wasted water can be treated separately and can be reused again in flush tanks, which would conserve the water immensely. This is from my side. Thank you so much to each and everyone for patient listening. I would like to thank the organizing committee and Dr. Gunjan Shukla for providing me this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts with all the intellectuals present on the virtual dais. I would like to specially thank Dr. Dalima Parwani, principal of our institute, who is constantly motivating us to share our thoughts in such huge platforms. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neha. It was a wonderful presentation and very nice points raised by you. And I completely agree that although there is a lot of awareness, lack of awareness, but then also when it comes to making decisions, people are not so concerned about, thinking before what they are planning, or what if they're planning a house, or if they're buying any stuff. They don't think. They don't make decision in that manner. All those few people are aware, but making decision becomes difficult for them. So completely agree with you, and all the points of yours are wonderful regarding the blue-green city. So hearty congratulations to you for your participation. Ma'am, can you please do this gesture for your, I want to have your snapshot.
Sure, ma'am.
Just a minute. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You need to do that gesture again, ma'am. Namaste one.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And now moving ahead in the same sequence, I am glad to have few speakers. Few students are there today in our gathering. So would like to invite Rohini Vishwakarma. She's a class 8 student from Government Higher Secondary School, Kamlapur, India. So Roshni is there. Miss Roshni Vishwakarma.
Dr. Gunjan Shukla.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, Bharti ma'am with us, and all the students will join this government school with the Bharti Kankwani ma'am ID.
Okay.
Yes. Here, dear Christiana, I would like to mention that today we have also the association with the Kamlapur Government Higher Secondary School, Devas. It is a government school. And yes, the students of this school put little efforts to elaborate the targets of the Sustainable Development Goal 11. So yes, please motivate them, please inspiring them after each and every speech. Okay, thank you very much. And I am expecting with the Dr. Gunjan Shukla ma'am and all the faculty members of the associated college. So thank you, Dr. Gunjan ma'am. Yeah. Please
Thank you,
motivate,
ma'am.
yeah, please motivate these students of the Government Higher Secondary School, Kamlapur. Yeah. So Bharti ma'am, can we proceed?
Yes, ma'am. But before that, I would like to tell everyone, those are the students, those who have never heard any word about English before November when I joined them. So this is just their starting. They are learning English and they are trying to express their feelings. So please forgive if they make any mistakes or anything.
No,
Please
ma'am.
avoid
No, ma'am.
No
Actually,
worries,
we
ma'am.
are, yes,
Participation matters.
yes, ma'am. So please don't conscious, ma'am. All the very best, ma'am. All the students and you also. Please go ahead, ma'am. Please.
So they have started, they have prepared on goal 11 for 12-minute speech, and they have prepared on goal target 5. So first we have Princey Carpenter with us on goal 11.5. Yes.
Good morning and namaste from India to one and all present over here. I am Princey Carpenter from class 8, Government Higher Secondary School, Kamlapur district, Dewas. I am thankful to Witty Gossip Association, Principal of Kamlapur Higher Secondary School, Mr. Anant Nagar sir, and most importantly, Bharti Kakani ma'am for providing me this opportunity. Now I am going to speak about target 11.1, safe and affordable housing. We have to ensure access for all to adequate, safe and affordable housing and basic services and upgrade slums. As I belong to a village, I understand the value of clean, safe and affordable houses to live. We have an example of Asia's largest slum, Dharavi, where people survive in the worst condition. We have also an example of one of the poorest states, Chipas Laks, where people face the worst earthquake and after that they started working on sustainable affordable housing. A world in only which few can afford is not a sustainable. Everyone deserves a safe place to live and it can transform to quality of life and individuals and families. Today, however, most cities around the world are facing major challenges in providing safe and adequate housing for their people, especially cities that are growing rapidly and where the affordable housing options are limited. Even those who earn steady wages are unable to buy or rent affordable housing. Rents remain already high and out of the line, with incomes forcing many to pay more than 50% of their income each month on housing. Key workers such as teachers, police officers, firefighters, and nurses cannot afford to live near the communities. They survive instead having to bear the costs in the time and money of community. What do we really know about the human condition amongst the urban poor? To what extent do condition and do not have facilities while cities are generators at the nation's wealth and income? There are large sections of poor in cities, especially slum dwellers who are bypassed in the process of growth. According to the census of 2011, nearly 1 in every 6 urban Indian residents live in a slum. The backlog and current needs of poor, including slum dwellers, will have to be addressed along with those from future urban growth so as to prevent conditions that lead of the mushrooming of slum and haphazardly grown cities in the past. Housing conditions in the slums are largely inadequate and problems include increased passage of overcrowding and the lack of the basic services. Places insecurity and urban poverty are two sides of the same coin. While it is empirically proved illegal and settlements, it is also true that places insecurity itself powers of the vicious cycle of poverty. The insecurity of the places on the associated poverty reinforces of the exclusion and the leads of the squatters and slum settlements. The slums are not a place of despair. Its inhabitants are all working towards a better life. Millions of homeless people and thus living in the informal settlements across Asia, the heightened risk of the contracting the coronavirus due to their dire living conditions. The coronavirus has infected 12.5 million people worldwide, are killed more than 5,60,000 according to Reuters tally. While the data does not show how many live in slums, the high density of the settlement and the migrant facilities are raises the issues. Given the new infectious disease will likely continue to spread rapidly into and within cities, low-income settlements need more effective infrastructure. Globally, about 1.8 billion people live in inadequate housing and the homelessness. According to the United Nations, while hand washing is a basic precaution against the coronavirus, about 40% of the world population do not have facilities with water and soap. According to UNICEF here, their UN Children's Fund Survey 2020 India, a study found that 87% of people living in slums area considered at the sanitization facilities are the major problem faced by the people in urban and urban slums, and problems like lack of drinking water and security of places follows. The main purpose of conducting this survey was to find the most effective problem faced by the people. Another significant problem found was the overcrowding. The most effective method to reduce the problem of overcrowding can to be educate people about the need of family planning and also to make effective and efficient use for space available for living slum. Slum rehabilitation projects have proven to be one of the most effective methods to improve and upgrade the conditions of the urban slums. While the government has busy to building affordable housing and promoting the concept, one cannot afford to overlook the problems that lies ahead in the form of slums. What can we do to clean up cities, build new and a better homes? It is important to change the thought process of the people first. It has been seen that the urban population avoid studying the same place compound with the urban prevalent. Also, slum rehabilitation project which have reservation the economic workers section have minimal amenities and the facilities for their contractor to thus offered to regular buyers. One of the rent example of such mind is in when the Delhi Development Authority announced to offer vacant homes at only slum developers under a rehabilitation scam. Other residents pretend to go to court over this. Local government should consider providing to legitimate solution to the poor. Most of the time, it has seen the rehabilitations takes place at a location which is far away from the core areas and employability. Zero. Instead of the force active evidence, authorities should plan an upgrading approach. No one want to live in homes and which is infected for a family and just have contact roof of their head. Contributions to rehabilitate the homeless people, the government should offer them areas where they can stay within the community, and there is associate project and societies. Offering safe and secure land titles should be considerations of the government to ensure that the settlement isn't disturbed in the future. If the existing homes are being upgrading, municipal authorities should upgrade the provisions from the time to time. Easy financing and the leasing options at the affordable interest rates are upgrading. Building and the extensions of the existing shelter should be made available. It is important for the government to change image the precautions of cities. For finance, instead of the preventing Mumbai, the image of precautions of cities. For instance, instead of the precautions Mumbai as Shanghai, a better Mumbai can be used. New method of creating land supply should be tried. Freeing up the unused land lying with the government. Institute can be used to create affordable housing homes. Now let us discuss what can we do on an individual level. First, educate people living in slums about how to maintain hygiene and proper sanitization. Second, call upon the government to provide basic necessities required by the people in slums. Third, be accepting in modification to urban areas to accommodate newcomers. I hope we can bring change by educating people, and everyone has to understand his responsibility towards sustainable housing and happy society. Once again, thank you very much everyone for providing me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
What a super presentation, beta. Lovely presentation, Roshni. You raised good points. You were so fluent. So the flow of your presentation was wonderful. It was great to have you with us. And you know, kids like you motivate other students also to create awareness, to, you know, have good steps towards the development of, you know, our country, our, you know, for, you know, the students like you really justify the objective of this, you know, global summit. So thanks a lot for your presentation, Roshni. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to say something,
Thank
Roshni?
you.
So would like to click your picture, beta. Can you please make that namaste gesture so that I can click your picture? It was
Namaste.
no, once again. Be seated, be seated. Sit down, please. Yeah. Please sit down. Yeah. Now do it. Now do it, beta.
Namaste.
Yes, that's like my girl.
Gunjan ma'am, I would,
Namaste. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot and God bless you.
yes, Gunjan
Thank
ma'am,
you
I
so
would
much,
like,
ma'am.
ma'am, can you hear me? I said I would like to add on the way she ended and she said,
Yeah.
thank you. That was so cute.
Yeah. It was full of energy and
Yes.
really, you know, it really touched my heart.
Exactly
So
the
super
way she
presentation.
mentioned. Awesome.
And
it was awesome.
I would also like to mention here, Shilpi ma'am, that, you know, all credit goes to Bharti ma'am here. So thank you so much, Bharti ma'am, again.
She is the
Thank
lady
you,
of
ma'am.
determination.
Now I would like.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
now there is
Completely
Khushi
agree with
chart.
you.
11.2 Khushi
Okay.
chart.
Khushi.
Namaste. Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Khushi Jat from a small village named Kamlapur district, Devas, India. I am thankful to God and my school principal, Mr. Anant Nagar sir, and Bharti Kakwani ma'am and BT Gossip for providing me this fantabulous opportunity. I am going to speak about affordable and sustainable transport system. I am determined to represent this topic because I belong to a small village named Kamlapur, where the last bus stop for coming in my village is Badi, which is quite far away from my house. Whenever we have to go out of village, we have to walk for 6 to 7 kilometers almost, and then we board a roadways bus to reach any nearest city. A bus in which we hardly get places to sit as it's always overloaded. And that is why I insist that transportation is a key development issue. In addition, active transport can contribute to achieve the target of having the number of global deaths injuries from road traffic collisions. Fully 65% of the 1.2 million deaths that occur each year worldwide due to road accidents involve pedestrians. 35% of those deaths are of children. A well-designed transportation system that supports walking, cycling, and public transit use will allow all people to fully participate in community life and create safer, cleaner, healthier, and more social places. Everyone speaks about problems, which is endless. Let's discuss about the solution. In big city, carpooling can be done. Public transport should be available to all and it should have access to all remote areas. Roads should be built in all villages and outer areas. Transport should be prepared in that way that even children, women, and persons with disabilities can also use it. Proper transportation can connect small villages and remote areas to the cities. And the end, I would like to thank all of you for giving me your precious time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Khushi. And I must say that, you know, you tried to justify the issues, and I really feel that, you know, all your message should reach to the respective people where they should be able to solve your problem regarding transport system and all those things. Wonderful presentation, Khushi, and I really admire.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Beta, would you like to do this? हाँ, okay. ऐसे कीजिए. शाबाश. Very good. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Next we have Shifa Mansoor.
Namaste, good morning to one and all present over here. I am Sifa Mansuri from a small village named Badi, district Devas, India. I am blessed that I am part of this conference where everyone is so genius. Help me improving my knowledge. I would like to thank you, Principal Sir, Mr. Anant Nagar Sir, and Bharti Kakwani Ma'am, with the Gossip Association for providing me this opportunity. My topic is inclusive and sustainable urbanization. We have to enhance inclusive and sustainable urbanization and capacity for participatory, integrated, and sustainable human settlement planning and management in all countries. A definitive future of many of the world's cities is an expand of fair beyond former administrative boundaries, largely published by the us of automobile, poor urban and regional planning and land speculation are large properties of cities, but from developed and developing countries have high consuming suburban expand to even pattern which often expand to even further. Every cities need to accommodate new and thriving urban functions such as transports, route, etc. They extend. So I thought we have for a but sustainable urbanization. Thank you so much, Sandeep.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much. Please do this. Okay. Great. Okay. Bharti ma'am, please invite other students.
Yeah. So I would like to welcome Mr. Anand Nagar, Principal Sir. He is also here with us. Welcome Nagar Sir to be here. Thank you. आपने इतने busy schedule से समय निकाला और आप यहाँ आए.
Thank you. I would like to request technical team, please make co-host Anant Nagar sir. There is a name Anant Nagar, please. Yes. So Anant Nagar sir, you are a co-host. Sir, you are a most welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And sir, your students are doing a very great job, sir. Means heads of your efforts, means your efforts and Bharti ma'am efforts. Thank you very much, sir, for associating with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now I would like to invite Ehtisham Ali. Please, Samantha.
Namaste. Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Atisha Malik from my small village named Kamlapur, district Devas. This is an immense pleasure for me to be here in front of you all respected people and presenting my views on the topic. We have to strengthen efforts to protect and safeguard the world culture and natural heritage. But before that, I would like to show my immense gratitude towards Almighty God, Principal Sir, Mr. Anant Nagar Sir, and Bharti Kakwani Ma'am, and with the Gossip Association for providing me this platform. I agree with my team mates on developing new sustainable cities, but my dear friends and respected dignitaries, let me bring in your kind notice that it is great to build new cities, but while creating a new world, we don't have our heritage, arts and culture. The value placed on the world monuments and natural vistas is arguably immeasurable. We have to strengthen efforts to protect and safeguard the world natural and cultural heritage. We have to invest our time, money, and energy in preserving these irreplaceable legacies of humanity. I agree we require new and sustainable cities to accommodate for everyday growing population, but we need to focus on the existing heritage of all the countries. It's clear we can build thousands of buildings, but we can neither build Taj Mahal again, cannot bring that emotions for any other buildings. Heritage building have its own history. Every monument has a history to cherish and love. So it's our responsibility that we have to take care of our heritage, restore our culture, and build new cities accordingly. With this, I would like to show my sincere gratitude towards everyone present over here. Witty Gossip Association and Principal Sir, Mr. Anand Nagar Sir, and Bharti Kakwani Ma'am, and all the staff of school of providing me this excellent opportunity to present my views. Thank you so much for listening me.
Thank you very much, dear. Thank you. Thank you. So, Bharti ma'am, please invite the next.
Yeah. So next we have Ehdisha Mahi Baniwal.
Namaste. Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Mahi Baniwal from a small place named Kamlapur district, Devas, India. I am thankful to God and my school principal, Mr. Anant Nagar sir and Bharti Kakwani ma'am and Viti Gossip to provide me this golden opportunity. I am going to speak about reduce the adverse effect of natural disaster. By 2030, we have to significantly reduce the number of deaths and the number of people affected and substantially decrease the direct economic losses related to global growth domestic product caused by disaster, including water-related disaster, with a focus on protecting the poor and people in the bad situation. I think we have to work on nature-based solution to disaster. Climate change is increasing the frequency, intensity, and magnitude of disaster, leading to a higher number of deaths, increased and increased economic losses. Nature-based solutions such as forest response disaster and conversation in natural infrastructure in order in pollution emit at reducer risk. There is an urgent need to invest in nature-based solution to disaster risk reduction in other minimizing our vulnerability to features events. Nature-based solutions such as forest, wetlands, and coral reefs can help communities prepare for cope with a recover from disaster, including slow events such as drought. They can always reduce the secondary impact from no climate related disaster such as natural following and earthquake. Forest and other vegetation help and therefore reduce the risk of landslides. Can help regulate food coastal vegetation and natural features such as sand dunes and foam stroke, sewage storm pinnace and healthy coral reefs can help reduce the energy during coastal storm. There is an urgent need to invest in reduction to minimize our vulnerability to future events. To data, much of the focus has been on react measure to address Sudan honest such as storms and lapses, including humanitarian aid relief and however climate change in always for slow honest disasters such as drought. Will emergency measure as critical
and really effect and a global community. We must move from react the protect risk reduction. Investment in risk reduction can help countries prepare for this type of disaster that might be invincible until a crisis point recharge, when more research might be to reverse the damage. Failing to address risk factors no means failure to secure investment in longer term climate change mitigation and adaptation affect. Investing in ecosystem management play off stream of longer term responsible to climate change. Around to the emergency event database in the last 10 years, about 7,300 people have lost their lives, over 1.9 million have been injured, and around 15 million have been made homeless as of disaster. A 2017 census by related total economic for natural events in 2016 react for disaster. Invest in 2016 recharge US dollar $175 billion compared to USA dollar $103 billion in 2015. This has natural such as forest fires in Karnataka and Vides, following in the USA, Europe and Asia. Europe and Asia climate change is increasing the frequency, intensity and magnitude of disaster, leading to a higher number of threats enraged as bills and increased property and economic losses. In the past 20 years, 90% of major has been invest such as healthcare strong schools and rocket surrounding to the UN Office of Disaster Reduction. Nature can provide cost-effective, no-regret solution to disaster, complementing conservation engineer nature such as sea walls and storm channels. However, justice is value in reducing the risk of disaster and building communities releases. Climate change investment infrastructure has been in disaster risk reduction to policies. I would like to conclude by reminding everyone that if all unit we can overcome every problem. Thank you a lot for listening me. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you, Adisha. Sorry, thank you, Mahi. You nicely presented your views. So, Supriya ma'am, shall we invite the next one?
Yes, yes, ma'am, yes.
So next we have Himanshi Rathod. Please, Himanshi.
Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Manshi Rathod from my small village named Kamlapur, district Devas, India. This is immense pleasure for me to be here in front of you are respected people, and I am presenting my views on the topic given, providing universal access to survey, inclusive, accessible, green and public. Yes, but before that, I would like to show my immense gratitude towards Almighty God, Principal Sir Mr. Anant Nagar and Bharti Takwani Ma'am as Vitti Gossip Association for providing me this wonderful platform. I am here to speak about reducing the environmental impact of cities. The world is supposed to reduce the adverse per capita environmental impact of cities, including by paying special attention to air and municipal and this data according to the other waste management. We can understand its requirements by looking in this data. According to the data of world's most polluted capitals 2021 New Delhi, India is on number 1 in the most polluted city of the world after Dhaka, Bangladesh, Chara, Tajikistan, Muscat, Nepal, Bahrain, Iraq, Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. By keeping this in mind, we have to put our all efforts in making the world pollution free, as everyone has the right to breathe in fresh air. I agree that the government is putting efforts in this direction and urbanization lost plantation drifts, but reality check in needed. All governments plans sometimes be present till clicking photo and due to some mishappening program do not reach to the city. Can imagine life without oxygen. Have you seen and advertisement where a child carrying and cylinder on his back and mother reminds to fill the cylinder are waiting for that day in on then where have to start plantation in the trees for today itself we can have a comparison for general awareness among society एक आंगन एक पौधा I means each other balcony of terrace mute have plant in it we can encourage people to give plant inside of giving anything as a government should providing space of plantation where people can plant a tree on their special occasion like birthday and anniversaries has about Pitra Parvat in Indore where people plant trees on birthday as and in the loving memories of their dear ones we have to make sure that I should not add only at planting trees. People should come up to take care of the plants. We should not credit by gas for factories. Every businessman have to take care of their other ways, other wish situation like COVID second have we where people did because of essay of oxygen can come agree that now let's move the waste management part indoor. MP has made a special identity among by becoming number one in cleanliness from the last 6 years. Every now that wool India is going to work bio-CNG model of India. World Bank theme has also understood and appreciated the indoor cleanliness model. There have decorates road by divided there in 6 different it is not a government take or any organization. Everyone has to understand their responsibility and move their space ahead in the direction of poor area as waste management. I would respect everyone present however, to take the earth of keeping this mother earth safe requires and a better place to live. Please give us fresh air and clean earth, not a dustbin full of garbage to life. At the end, I would like to show my gratitude towards all of you, Principal Bhani ma'am, and all the staff of Government High Secondary School, Kolhapur, providing me wonderful platform. Thank you so much listening me.
Thank you, Himanshi. So next we have Muskan Yadav.
Namaste. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Muskan Yadav from Palakkad district, Devas, India. I am here to put some light on goal 11.7, and that is to provide universal access to safe, inclusive, and green and public space, in particular for women and children and persons and with disabilities. That is meant of achieving targets are 11.8 support positive economic, social, and environment link between urban, peri-urban, and rural areas by sustaining national regional development planning, increasing the number of cities and women and settlements, adopting and implementing integrative policy and plans towards inclusive resource efficiency, mitigation, and adaptation to climate change, development and implementing in line with the SINDI formula for disaster reduction 2015-2013 risk management and support last development countries, including through financing and regional addition in building system and resilient building, utilizing local materials. SDG 11 has 10 targets to be achieving and matured. 15 includes the 7 outcome targets, inclusive and affordable housing affordable and sustainable transport, sustain inclusive and supporting globalization, particular of world countries and national heading, reduction of the adoption and focusing on national disaster reduction of the environment of cities and the provide access to safe and inclusive green and public space. The
means of achieving targets using a strong national and development planning, implementing policy and inclusive resource efficiency and disaster risk reduction in development countries in September and relation buildings 319 building people health of the world's population countries live in cities global is building people is by 2013-5 cities across the world outskirts just 3% of the earth and yet account for 16% of energy countries and 75% of carbon and presence increases urbanization equals to increased and permit access to basic resources such as food, energy, and water is reducing basic services such as essential health, in education, mobility, and information and needed homework. These requests are meet goal 1, which causes source challenges for the mobility and safety and cities to meet increases future disability. SDC 11 respects safety in education, development, completion of a future on projected as a rural development to recreation that cities in specie in the global south are facing major challenges with extreme poverty, emergency, disaster and risk due to climate change and national disaster. 7 respect its achievable targets and goals is still an impairment tell for addressing urban challenges and challenges for future to development, disaster, local defined indication and adapting to with the urban context. Inclusive and secure cities. I like it is our countries united and we form towards the goals, then we can sustain achieving all the goals. I would like to finish here by swing my content towards the gossip association our principal Mr. Anant Nagar sir, Bharti Kakwani ma'am and all the staff of our school, the mobility me and give me this wonderful participant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Muskan. Please be here. Please be here. I could see she was stammering. She has tears in her eyes. Then too, she finished. Clap for her, please. Everyone, I would request everyone to clap for her. She was literally crying. She was stammering. Her voice was stammering. Then too, she completed. She got really nervous. First time she has faced camera.
Amazing, beta. Amazing. Amazing. Means we are saluting your all efforts. Amazing. Okay, bravo.
Thank you. So next we have Roshni Vishwakarma.
Good morning, everyone. Present over here, I am Roshni Vishwakarma from Pura, District Devas, India. I put line on Goal 11 targeted system national and regional development planning. We have to spot positive economic, social, and environmental links between urban and rural area by strengthening national and regional development planning. The number of countries with a national development plan has more than doubled from about 62 in 2006 to 134 in 2018. More than about 80% of the global population now lives in a countries with a national development plan of from or another. This is the static recovery or practice. This had been described in the 1918 and 1919 as relies of directed economics still development. Several countries have fostered this re-emergence, but from about 2050, the movement for producing plans has accelerated. Driven in part by a need to plan for the sustainable development goals, SDG as best one an analysis of 107 and development plans and drive insight from 10 case study countries with paper analysis, new national development planning, and the type and the content of the plus and their implication for the sustainable development agenda. The paper generate a typology of the new national plans, analysis theory and characteristics and exposes the ways in which the new national development planning and the SDGs might interact. The study hints great worship and political control of the process leading to plant productivity. It also found that the plants vary in terms of the private evidence used the degree of internal congestion beat different parts of the same plant. The process of developing the plan, inclusive or yield driven, and the instant to which they are color on how the will be finished. In constant to be surgery national development plans, the new generation plans are often underpinned by theory of colorability, rationality rather than by linearity, rationality. New generation of rationality plans has been neglected by research and merits much greater examination, especially to address to the ways in which the implements in enhance the achievement of the SDGs. In the end, world like to thank with gossip principals and Mr. Anant Nagar and Anant Nagar Bharti Kagwani ma'am and all the staff of school for providing me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Beta. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you. So, Bharti ma'am, if we have some more students.
Ma'am, next we have Taruna Devaria from Expressions Resources Private Limited.
Please.
Taruna. Taruna, please unmute.
Yes, yes. I would like to request technical team, please make co-host Taruna Devaria.
And in the meanwhile, I would like to thank you, Christina ma'am, and all the judges for supporting and motivating my students. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we have Taruna here with us.
Okay.
Namaste, ma'am. Good morning, all of you, host and everyone. And thank you to give me this golden opportunity. I am very glad to introduce and to speak in this International Global Peace and Sustainable Development Summit 2022. I am Taruna Devaria from Expressions English. My mentor is Ms. Bharti Kakwani ma'am, and I belong to Bhopal, India. I joined Expressions from Badwani Institute of Computer Technology, and I am going to tell about our 11th goal, that is sustainable development and sustainable cities and communities. So, more than half of humanity, 4.2 million people, lives in cities today, and by 2030, it is estimated that 6 out of 10 people will be the city dwellers. By 2030, the world is projected to have 43 megacities with more than 10 million people each, most of them in developing regions. So, we should to know why is this important. Cities are the engines for sustainable development. It is where ideas, commerce, science, and productivity thrives. Urban spaces offers opportunity for people to prosper economically and socially, but it is only possible in prosperous cities. Our urban areas are also emitters for greenhouse gases and contribute to climate change. Half of the global urban population breathes air that is 2.5 times polluted by and then city standard deems acceptable by the World Health Organization. So, what can we do to address this? These challenges to urban spaces can be overcome by reducing, improving resources use and reducing the pollution and poverty. The future we want includes cities that offers opportunity for all and which provide access to basic services like energy, housing, transportation, and more. For instance, China has become a solar-powered city in its central district. 99% of households already uses solar power heater. And in the end, India and the goal 11. India is urbanizing rapidly. Between 2001 and 2011, the country's urban population had increased by 91 million. India is expected to be a home to 7 mega cities with population above 10 million. 68% of the country's total population live in rural areas, while 17% of the country's population lives in slums. Our urban population, the Government of India's Smart Cities Mission, that is the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission, and the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, that is AMRUT, are working to address this challenge of improving urban spaces, and the Prime Minister's Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana aims to achieve housing for all by 2022. This is from my side. Thank you everyone again to give me this golden opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear, for your beautiful and wonderful speech. Thank you.
I would like to add on here, Taruna has started learning English just a month ago, even not the month is completed. But she wanted to do it, so we just worked on it.
Amazing, amazing, ma'am, amazing. And all the students trained by you did a very good job, ma'am. Very good job. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Okay. So, ma'am, can we wrap up the session, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay.
We are done.
Yeah, so thank you very much, all the students of the Government Higher Secondary School, Kamlapur. Thank you very much, Dr. Gunjan Shukla, ma'am, and the associate college. Actually, I forget the name of the college. I think Sant Haridram College of Bhopal. So thank you very much. Thank you very much again. All the knowledge associates. Thank you, Expressions English Private Solution Limited. And thank you, dear Christiana, for motivating and for inspiring all the little young minds and inspiring their efforts also. So thank you, dear Christiana. Thank you very much. All the yes, ma'am. Yes. Now we take the group photograph. Just hold on, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you all, dear students. Actually, your participation is very valuable and actually it inspires me a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Now, here in the series of the vote of thanks, I would like to also thank Dean Pastor Augulis for joining us from the land of Philippines. Here, I would like to also thank Manu Srivastava, sir, the Principal Secretary of the Government of India. So thank you very much. Thank you all of you for joining us, for participating in this Global Peace and Sustainable Development Summit. Thank you, Zorable. Zorable, actually, I am giving you a spotlight. Yes. Would you like to do this gesture again? Because I don't have your picture. That time I was not here. Yes. Amazing. Amazing, dear. Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So thank you very much, dear, for all your participation. And thank you very much. Actually, in your presentation, you showed what are the efforts in your school are done for the sustainable cities and communities. So thank you, dear. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear. Thank you. So I think Dean, Pastor Dean, sir, is now busy with the his regular work. So thank you very much, Pastor, sir, for joining us today. Thank you all the guests of honors. Thank you, guest speakers. Thank you all our knowledge associates. Thank you very much. Thank you, Deepak Dhakar, for joining us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So tomorrow we will meet with the next goal which is the Sustainable Development Goal 12. And definitely we will have the great discussion on that goal also. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now I would like to request technical team, please end this meeting. Here we can see that Pastor sir actually showed the mark of heart. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So I would like to request again, technical team, please end the meeting. Thank you.